Yo, what's up guys? This is TJ from Sickest Addictions, and we out here at NOLA's. We here for Eyes Up. And right now we're about to interview the man, Freddie Joachim, legendary producer, jazz musician as well. Darkness, darkness, darkness. First question is, Freddie, as a musician, which jazz artist has had the biggest impact on your career?
There's been a few, but I think the one that I kind of followed the most was Bill Evans. Okay. He's a jazz pianist. He's a very intelligent jazz pianist. But yeah, like a lot of his stuff. And then I've followed, you know, like a lot of guitarists like Wes Montgomery and
George Benson.
Yeah, like early George Benson and a few other people.
The second question I had for you was, with the passing of Jun Seba, as we all know, Nujabes. If you guys haven't heard of Nujabes, he was the producer on the cartoon slash anime Samurai Champloo, and he's done a lot of albums, but he passed away about like a year or two ago. And Freddie, I was just wanted to know, how are your feelings about the passing of Jun Seba?
It's a huge loss to the world, not just for the music community. I definitely listened to his stuff. Okay. You know, he was an incredible producer. I know that he impacted a lot of people, like worldwide.
Third question that I have for you actually is, what hip-hop album gave you your blueprint for the kind of musician that you are today?
Well, as far as like me getting into production, I'd have to say probably the Sound Providers, the Field single. That's when I kind of really wanted to create music, and the Sound Providers at the time were a huge influence of like,
because of the samples that
it was definitely like a lot of jazz-driven samples.
Oh yeah.
And those are the kind of samples that are just beats in general that I kind of gravitated towards.
Kind of like old tribe stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. And then that kind of like, that was like in high school. Yeah. And then that kind of like opened me up to like actually listening to jazz artists. So the Sound Providers definitely like kind of paved the way for me to not just get into production, but start digging for jazz samples.
My last question for you is, what was the most difficult track that you've produced, or that you just thought like, maybe I should throw this in the can, but it actually ended up being really good?
Like every track? I'm just joking. No. You know what? I'm not too sure. There are definitely some tracks off my first album, In With Time, that I was kind of like, let me just throw this whole album in the trash. But let me try to think of just like one in particular. You know, when working with artists, like different artists kind of like work at different paces. So some artists will like create stuff right away, and then other artists will, you know, it'll take like weeks to months. Yeah. So I have to say, like, In With Time was just like the whole album just itself was kind of a difficult album to kind of put together.
That's because it was the first one that you're like actually...
Yeah, it was the first one, and I was working with like a handful of artists, and that's why it took me so long to meet.
Because everyone's schedules and stuff, and
because it kind of not left a bad taste in my mouth, but like working with a bunch of artists kind of like
just kind of made you think like, maybe I should just
maybe
do beats by myself.
Exactly. Like when I work solo, it's like so easy to put out stuff, but then when I work with artists, it's like,
I understand, man, because I used to be in a bunch of bands before, and now I like, when I do DJing and like production now, it's a lot easier for me because I don't have like 5 opinions in the room or something going off. So it's like, for me, it's like, okay, I need to settle down, I need to do this, and do that. So, but hey, man, thank you so much for your time. And this is Freddie Joachim, and he's here. NOLA's Eyes Up, and if you ain't here, you're missing out. And we Sickest Addictions, this is TJ. Peace.
Hey, this is Freddie Joachim of Mellow Orange Music, and I'm here with Sickest Addiction. You can check out my new album, Fiberglass Kisses, coming out soon, like within the next month. And just log on to freddiejoachim.com and melloworange.com for the information. Peace.